find this kind of discomfort, with between generations, right? Now, as a filmmaker, and probably you are a teacher also and a researcher also, I am also the same. So I feel that uh, if while making these films and talking to the people, actually, uh, could we really educate the hard ones, like the hard side, so that the children or the victim or sort of those who are in discomfort position, they don't have to play around, to please the hard ones, the rules and regulations, the societies, things of this type. So is it not our objective, or is it not our purpose, goal, कि भाई when we make these films, we also help the society in changing, towards better.
So my goal as a filmmaker, and might sound cliche, but this is the truth, that my goal as a filmmaker is to create a space where conversation can happen. If we can think critically, we can get people to think on their own about these issues of gender. I don't give a message in my films. If I wanted to give a message, I would make a public service announcement. I would make a documentary. So the goal as a filmmaker for me is really to create a space where you can have a very productive dialogue. I'll give you an example. Even in the process of making Margastan and Tarun, who is a young engineering student, you could see the change happening as I was asking the questions, right? So he comes from a kind of an upper caste family. He's a Punjabi from Ganganagar, Rajasthan. And he has a sister. And for him, the most important thing in his life is he's been able to leave Ganganagar and come to Chandigarh and have this experience. And this experience really taught him a lot. And the education that he's getting is going to open a lot of doors for him that he wouldn't have been able to open in Ganganagar. And when I asked this question, well, what about your sister? Who he really loves. He takes care of his sister. He really loves his sister. Don't you think she is, entitled to the same opportunities that are being given to you? And it's something that he never thought about. And you saw this shift happening in his life. He's like, that's actually really sad now that I think about it. Even though my parents will never let her move to Chandigarh, I think that she should be entitled, right? And this, I think, in some ways, you don't. Yeah, somebody's So I think you have to sort of let people arrive at their own conclusion, as opposed to kind of hit them over the head with it. I also show my films about masculinity and gender, and all three of the films I showed my students in the U.S. And my students, they're much like students here. They have very sort of strong ideas, and they can relate to it. They can understand. These are students who are asking certain questions like, are all Indian men rapists? And so I show them this film, and they're able to understand that, oh no, there are these nuances of what needs to be a man. And what the interesting reaction that I get is that, oh, I can relate to that because that has happened to me, or I can relate to that because that's also an issue that is prevalent within my community. And I think that's the most important part, is that you make these films with the purpose of letting them discover knowledge and discover what they're thinking. Otherwise the only option that they have available to them, the only discourse they have available to them, is the songs of Yo-Yo Sensei, right? If we don't provide them with a healthy dialogue about gender and sexuality, what do they turn to? And I'm not saying that Yo-Yo Honey Singh has the power to turn somebody into a racist, but if that's the only language that is available to a dialect, then that's a really scary thought, because then there's a lot of misinformation and lack of knowledge, and that is where I think things go wrong.
We have a question from Sakshi. Then after that, there are two more questions because everybody wants to raise their hand.